let's get into it. First thing I want to go to is a news story. I have a couple different news stories that I want to touch on. Wanted to get the family's take on these news stories in particular, right? So this is a news story that I posted on my website, melanatedfathers.com. Shameless plug. Go check it out if you haven't, right? This story is about a black father named Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell he lives in New Orleans, or Slidell, which is a suburb of New Orleans. And basically, Kevin was coming out of Walmart one day with his family. I think it was his wife and 2, 3, 4 kids, however many kids he got. But he was coming out of Walmart with his family, and Kevin basically cussed at his child, right? His 4-year-old son. He told his 4-year-old son, because his 4-year-old son attempted to get out of the vehicle, and he almost hit a truck with the car door. So his dad told him, don't be doing that fucking shit, right? Right? So, I mean, would I talk to my 4-year-old like that? Probably not. But this is this man and his kids, right? So follow the story. So he tells his 4-year-old, don't be doing that fucking shit. I quote, right? So things got a little hasty when an officer pulls next to him, and the officer basically tells him, you can't be cursing like that, right? So again, this is this man's child, right? If he's not under arrest for anything, I don't think a police officer should be saying anything to him. So the man proceeds to tell the police officer, hey, I'm talking to my children. He kept saying, and this is important to me, he kept saying to him, you can't talk like that in Slidell, right? Basically saying, you can't talk like that in this city. He should have just added boy at the end of that shit, right? What he wanted to say is, you can't talk like that in this city, boy. You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing, family. Again, I like to report on stories like this because by no stretch of the imagination do I feel all police officers are bad. Not by a long stretch. I'm not that stupid. I don't think in absolutes like that, right? However, when we look at the fractured relationship between melanated people and cops, when we look at the uneasy relationship we've always had with them, it's based on instances like this. Police officers who use their badge as a way to kind of hide their real feelings about a particular person, right? So they go on to have a conversation and they end up arguing. Like, if you watch the video, which I'll post on my channel, if you watch the video, at the end of it, Kevin is kind of cussing at him, right? Telling him, bitch, what you gonna do? Get the fuck out of here, all this kind of shit. And it may sound kind of belligerent, and you would want to say, hey, don't talk like that to a police officer. But fuck that. Well, we need to get to a point in which a lot of brothers understand respect goes a long fucking way. There's several ways he could have addressed this situation. First way he could have addressed it is minding his fucking business. I mean, he cussed at his son. That's like a moral family thing that ain't got nothing to do with no damn police officer. But when you get to specifically saying you can't talk like that in Slidell, what the fuck? What? You can't use profanity in this city? You see what I'm saying? Now, and again, I'm of the belief that if this was a white man, he would have just kept going. You feel me? So here we are in 2020, and we still have to deal with the racial politics when it comes to how we interact with each other. And it's kind of fucked up, man. So we need to realize how I feel. I don't feel if a police officer stops you or asks you questions, I think you should be respectful. I think also you should always consider, I like to think of it as like a person that's in the army, that's on combat, that's on duty. If you fighting somebody in the army and they capture you for whatever reason, at that point, you're behind enemy lines and you need to be strategic from that point because they got your ass. You see what I'm saying? This is the same way I feel when a police officer commandeers you in a particular instance or in a particular situation. You got to learn how to move. However, this is what I will say, because this is what Kevin Mitchell did. However, if you feel disrespected to a certain level, you got to go for what you know. You got to say how you feel. Now, if fucking talking gets you choked out, if talking gets you shot, to a degree, I'm like, then fuck it, man. Because on several occasions, and I've seen this with my own eyes, on several occasions, I've seen white men and women yell at police officers. You hear me? Yell. Arms flailing. What does the officer do? The officer put his hands in front of his chest like, hey, I'm sorry, back up. What's wrong? How can I help you? You see what I'm saying? So a police officer is a public servant. You get paid by our tax dollars. Your job is supposed to be to protect and serve, not harass and neglect. You feel me? So I'm with the brother Kevin Mitchell. I think he got arrested on a resisting arrest charge. The Slidell police chief, Randy Fandel, he stood by the arrest, saying he felt the man should have been arrested based on what he's seen. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me, y'all. Just this rock star running through me. So as we can see, like always, another big problem that I always have is police officers. When we talk about gangs in the United States of America, when we talking about organized crime in the United States of America, to me, ain't no bigger gang than the police force. How they stick together, whether being right or wrong, I would say that was some admirable shit, or that was something you should revel, or something you could be proud of if that was a different type of organization. But you guys are made to kind of help us, to kind of protect us when shit ain't going right. If a cop do some fuck shit, nobody should be coming out protecting them. So that creates a higher level of distrust. You feel me? So the brother Kevin Mitchell went to jail. I'm sure it was like a misdemeanor charge and he got out. Now there is a video of the confrontation where it shows him yelling at the officers, where it shows him having a conversation with the officers. But I'm with the brothers. No way, no how. He should have been arrested. And this is just another example of our fractured, how certain police officers entice the fractured relationship that we already have with police departments around the country. You feel me? So shout out to the brother Kevin Mitchell. You know, again, would I speak that way in particular to my 4-year-old? No, but I don't know what the brother was going through. I don't know what kind of day he was having. I don't know if he got home and apologized to his son. Who knows? That's his fucking business at the end of the day. So shout out to the brother Kevin Mitchell. You still our brother. Now,